Tattoo artists. What was that one request where you had to stop and ask the client, are you actually sure you want to do this? I had a girl walk into my shop on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. She had a vision, massive, hyper-realistic angel wings covering her entire back. We're talking the works feathers that looked like they were decomposing and shedding down her spine, super detailed shading, the whole 9 yards. I showed her my portfolio, pulled up some similar black and gray realism I'd done in the past, and she was vibrating with excitement. She started asking about color gradients and if we could add gold accents to specific feathers. The honeymoon phase. I'm not gonna lie, I was hyped. These are exactly the kind of large-scale projects I live for. I started breaking it down for her. The timeline. Minimum 4 or 5 sessions, at least 3 hours a pop. The pain. Since the design ran down the spine, wrapped the ribs, and hit the shoulder blades, I gave her the standard warning. That is prime real estate for pain. I'm sketching the first concept, explaining the logistics, and she's nodding along, totally on board, super confident. Then, out of nowhere, casually dropping it into conversation like she's ordering a coffee, she says, "Oh yeah, it's my first tattoo." The record scratch. I honestly had to put my pencil down and just stare at her. "Your first tattoo?" I asked, assuming I heard her wrong. She confirmed it, smiling like she hadn't just ordered a torture session. "Miss," I told her, "I have clients with full sleeves who tap out when we hit the ribs. I know guys who can sit for 8 hours on an arm but end up crying when the needle hits the spine." She waved me off. She assured me she had a high pain tolerance because she does hot yoga and once sat through 2 root canals without anesthesia. I tried to explain that tattoo pain is different. It's not a sharp pinch, it's a constant, burning abrasion that grinds you down over time. She didn't want to hear it. She'd done her research, she wanted it, and she wanted to start today. Against my better judgment, I booked the slot. The reality check. I tried one last Hail Mary, let's do a small test patch on your shoulder blade first, just to see how you heal. Nope. She wanted the full design immediately. We started lining one wing. 5 minutes in, I could see her hands shaking. 10 minutes in, she was gripping the table so hard her knuckles turned white. Tears were streaming down her face, but her jaw was locked tight, and she kept insisting she was fine. My assistant, who's been tattooing for 15 years, walked past and gave me that look, the "is this actually happening" look. Every 30 seconds, I had to pause so she could breathe. She was doing this weird, erratic breathing pattern, trying to suppress the noise and the pain, but she was obviously suffering. I asked if she wanted to stop. She just shook her head. "Keep going." Eventually, she looked at me and literally said, "Just get it over with." I don't care. Like I was ripping off a band-aid and not packing ink into her spine for a 15-hour project. The breaking point. We were an hour in. I had barely finished the tip of one wing. Maybe 5% of the tattoo. By this point, she was sobbing uncontrollably. Her body was trembling so bad I couldn't pull a straight line. The other clients in the shop were starting to look nervous. One guy waiting for his appointment actually asked if she needed medical help. I turned the power supply off. "Look," I told her straight up, "we're stopping here. This isn't working, and I can't tattoo a moving canvas." She started begging me to continue. She swore she could take it, that it was just mind over matter. I told her, "That's not how this works. If we force this, you're going to associate this art with pure trauma, and you'll hate it forever." The truth comes out. That's when the dam broke. She completely fell apart and, between sobs, spilled the tea. Her ex-fiancé, who she'd been with for 6 years, had just gotten engaged to someone else shortly after their breakup. She didn't even like angel wings that much. She just wanted something massive, shocking, and brave to post on Instagram so he would see it and realize what a badass he lost. It was a revenge tattoo. I sat there processing this. I looked her in the eye and told her, "The most impressive thing you can do right now is be honest with yourself." The aftermath. I talked her down and proposed a compromise. I'd design a single delicate feather, something small, meaningful for her, that she could actually sit through without torture. She agreed. She paid me for the hour. I drew up 3 different feather options, and I told her to come back when she was mentally ready. She never came back. Months later, I stumbled across her Instagram. She had gone to a different shop and gotten a tiny fine line heart tattoo. It was so small you wouldn't even see it if you weren't looking for it.